What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are talking about my beloved Portland Trailblazers and how bad of a team they are right now. Obviously, injuries have hit this team really badly to start the season, but I think if no injuries, maybe we're like mid, or maybe we're better than, I don't know. Regardless, this has not been a good season for the Blazers so far, and I'm tired of this already. I don't want to be in a rebuild anymore. It's saddening, it sucks, but it's reality of the situation. This is what, the route the Blazers chose. But today, I want to fast forward that, and the main thing I also want to prioritize today is build around Shaedon Sharpe. Let's get into this Blazers rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. On the road to 50,000 subs. And just in case if I don't upload another video before Thanksgiving, I wanted to say happy Thanksgiving to all that celebrate. I'm very thankful for all you guys, and I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving with your family and such. I'm recording this right before the Blazers about to play the Suns tonight. They are on a very bad 7-game losing streak right now. This team just isn't very good. They lost Anthony Simons the first game of the season. Then they lose Scoot and Robert Williams. And then obviously Malcolm Brogdon as well. So this team has really dealt with injuries this season. So it hasn't helped. But one thing we've seen is a jump from Shaedon Sharpe. With the injuries happening, Shaedon Sharpe has taken a really good jump. And I haven't done a Blazers rebuild since 2K has updated his overall. And I'm curious to see how it would go with him. One thing I did do to start this video is I boosted Shaedon Sharpe shot tendency like crazy, but now considering everyone is about to be healthy again, Brogdon's coming back here soon. He's actually questionable tonight. Scoot Henderson should be back soon. Obviously Simons is still a ways away, but he'll be back relatively shortly as well, I assume. So this team is getting healthy, and now by no means, and Robert Williams obviously out for the season, so I'll put him out for the season in a second, but no, by no means is this team about to be a playoff team now with these guys getting healthier. But I want to look at the rotation. Matisse Thybulle is starting at the 3. He has been benched for Toumani Camara, because Kamara's been playing really good this season. Only a 70 overall, though, in 2K. Regardless, what we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and move Shaedon Sharpe to the 3, because I just don't have the ability to want to bench Simons, Sharpe, or Scoot. I just don't want to. So I'm going to move Sharpe down to the 3 for now. I'm not saying he'll stay there forever, but we're going to move him to the 3 for now. So this is what it would look like. It'd be Brogdon, which they want to start, but I'm going to go ahead. I know Brogdon has been really good this season when he has played, but I'm still going to go ahead and start Scoot Henderson since he's the future here anyway. We're also just going to run out of my rotation here in a second. So it's going to be Brogdon, Simons, Sharpe, and then obviously Scoot at that point guard spot. Robert Williams will be put out of the rotation here in a little bit, and then Thybulle, Ish Wainwright, who's not even really playing minutes in real life, Jabari Walker. But I'll fix the rotation. This is kind of the boring stuff here. So I'm going to fix this rotation to how I want it to be. We're going to probably send a bunch of guys to the G League as well. Skylar Mays has provided good minutes for the Blazers in the absence of some of our guards. But regardless, the main thing I want to focus on is building around Shaedon Sharpe. I want to get rid of Jeremy Grant and Malcolm Brogdon as soon as possible. I think they need to go. We need to just give all these shots to these 3 guys right here. These 3 guys are the 3 guys I want to focus on. Maybe even trim it down to 2 eventually by trading either Scoot, Simons, or Sharpe. Trading Scoot sounds kind of weird, but I think Simons obviously would be like the obvious choice. But I really thought this would be a really good year for Simons, but unfortunately got hurt in the first game of the season. But I'm curious to see what he looks like when he comes back. I've done enough rambling, though. I will see you guys at the end, actually at the trade deadline. I will definitely see you at the trade deadline to move on from some veterans that we have on this team, because I want to be young as soon as possible. And of course, as you guys should know, today's video is brought to you by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is a player props app that's available on mobile or desktop, and I cannot stress this enough. Right now would be the best time to sign up for PrizePicks. PrizePicks right now is running a promo for Thanksgiving where Christian McCaffrey is literally a free square. So sign up for PrizePicks. Use code Crushables down in the description below. They match your first deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. But yeah, use that code Crushables. But basically how it works, you choose between 2 to 6 players. 2 players being 3 times your entry, all the way up to 6 players being 25 times your entry. They even have Taco Tuesdays where they discount players, something like this, where Kevin Durant is discounted from 29. I believe that's what it looks like. I believe that's 29.5, but I can't see from here. 24.5 is his discount right now. So they do stuff like this on Tuesdays, and then they, occasionally throw in these free squares like this. But it's a great time to sign up for PrizePicks. So you want to go ahead and use that code down in the description below. Use it. Great time to sign up for PrizePicks. Can't stress it enough. So thank you to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's video. So we are in fact stopped the trade deadline, and the first trade we are doing is, ironically enough, with the Miami Heat. I don't know if the Blazers and the Miami Heat will do business in real life, but ironically enough, Jeremy Grant's contract is really bad. We're all aware of that, but I still can't convince myself that contenders won't line up for a guy like Jeremy Grant, who's obviously 6'7", can score 18 points per game, and can just be a really good forward on a contending roster. I just can't convince myself that no team is going to want to trade for him. Maybe you could say that, oh, no team's going to give up a first, which I don't know if I agree with that. I guess we'll see what happens. But I think Miami could definitely use a guy like Jeremy Grant and get up Kyle Lowry in a first-round pick. I don't think it's too much to give up for Miami. Again, it is weird, though, because I don't know if Miami and Portland would talk after what happened this offseason. But to me, this is easy. I'm doing this trade to start things off here at the trade deadline. And now we're going to talk about Matisse Thybulle, who actually has been really good this season. His shooting is legit, man. Although 2K doesn't reflect it, he's a really good shooter now. Like, that's always been something that obviously has been a knock on his career. But this year, his splits have been legit. So we're going to go ahead. And I honestly believe if the Blazers do things right at the deadline, they're sitting on a gold mine of a bunch of veterans that a lot of teams would love. If Robert Williams didn't get hurt, that's another asset that I think the Blazers could have flipped. Now, will our GM be smart enough to do things like that? That's a whole different story, because obviously I'm not the biggest fan of Joe Cronin. Don't think he's that great of a GM, but we'll see what he does at the deadline when we're there. But Matisse Thybulle, I honestly believe, you might think I'm crazy, but if you watch Blazers games, Thybulle, he's a really good shooter now. So we're going to go ahead and flip him, and I'm going to try to get a first-round pick for him, as crazy as that is to say. So Atlanta's willing to give me Patrick Mills and a first-round pick in the future for Matisse Thybulle. I don't know if you get like an unprotected first. I think that's a little too crazy, but I think like a top 10 protected or lottery protected first for Matisse Thybulle is not out of the realm of possibility. But we're going to go ahead and do this trade with the Atlanta Hawks to get themselves another 3-and-D wing over in Atlanta. And obviously we get rid of Matisse Thybulle and Jeremy Grant. Another guy I would have considered was Robert Williams. Again, I think the Blazers could have gotten maybe 2 firsts for Robert Williams. He's the kind of center that a lot of teams would love to have. Unfortunately, of course, as we know, he did get hurt, though, so that really limits things here. But I'm going to go ahead, last but certainly not least, try to flip Malcolm Brogdon. We just have 3 guards. I'd rather play minutes than Malcolm Brogdon. Brogdon has been really good for the Blazers this year, I'm not going to lie, which is why I still think he can get a first. Obviously, the injuries have hit him as well. But when I looked around, I didn't see anything as far as like that I was being offered that made sense. So I'm just going to have to build my own trade. I'm going to try to think of a team that could use a guy like Malcolm Brogdon. Funny enough, Miami could maybe use him, but we already made a trade with them. So Clippers, obviously, once upon a time, maybe would have taken him. Maybe the 76ers, instead of going for like a Zach LaVine, maybe would be interested in Brogdon and put him next to Maxey and stuff if they wanted to. But let's go ahead and see what's out there. I know I literally just mentioned the Clippers, but it kind of went over my head as I was talking about them, but they got James Harden, so it doesn't make a lot of sense for them to obviously want Brogdon now. I still think the 76ers could make a lot of sense. Another team I was actually looking at was, who was it again? It was around here somewhere. Obviously, the Lakers always could be interested in a guy like Brogdon. But I think Toronto also could be interesting. It kind of depends on how they're doing at the deadline. But as we know, Masai Ujiri last year bought the deadline with Jakob Poeltl. So would he value maybe getting Brogdon as a point guard upgrade here in Toronto? Maybe. And I think he can match the salary pretty nicely as well if you threw like Thad Young in here. And maybe like, so let's see if we can build this. So like, Malcolm Brogdon and Thad Young, they need 12 more million, but maybe they'd be fine with moving on from Boucher, something like this, and then we're gonna have to throw in like maybe an Ish Wainwright. But if they were going to give me like another first in the future, I'd be okay with this, where we get Thad Young's, Chris Boucher, and a first-round pick for Brogdon. They're gonna disagree with that, which I'm quite surprised by. I thought they would say yes. We offer a second, and you know what? We get Brogdon out of here, which was my main goal. And now the team has been blown up officially as I wanted it to. I wanted all those veterans gone. Now, will the Blazers actually trade those veterans at the deadline? I have no idea. I don't know if they'll trade all 3, maybe just 1, maybe 2. We'll see. But I'm gonna obviously have Scoot still start with Simon Sharp. Boucher will start at the 4 now, I guess. Aiden, Lowry, Thad Young, and then Patty Mills, Jabari Walker. So basically, all those veterans I brought in are now part of a rotation, which I'm not too surprised by. Which means, you know, I do want to play Tamani Kamara over like Patrick Mills. Maybe I think that would make a little bit more sense. So we'll do that. Other than that, I'm fine with the rest of the season. I guess I should have sent these guys to the G League as well, which I totally forgot to do. So let's send Ryan Repair down there. And let's also send Chris Murray down there, because he's been getting like called up and down throughout the whole season anyway. So I'll see you guys at the end of the season, and we'll see how this team finishes out. But now that those guys are out of the way, Scoot, Sharp, Simons, they have the floor. So let's see how the rest of the season goes. One awesome thing to see in this video is Shaedon Sharpe winning Most Improved Player. Obviously, he's kind of the theme of today's video. He's been pretty solid this season now. The last few games have been a little bit slower because this man has been ran to the ground. He was like leading the NBA in minutes for a second, playing like 42 minutes a night. It was insane. Obviously, it didn't help with our guard injuries and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm hoping we get our guards back soon, because Sharpe, it's only a matter of time. If you keep playing a guy 40 minutes a game, it's going to catch up to him, obviously. And one of the games where I was watching him, he definitely looked really tired. So I'm glad he's finally, obviously, we're getting some of our guards back. But obviously, this season didn't finish out very good. We, sold the deadline. We finished up as a 12 seed in the Western Conference at 32-50. Player stats wise, Sharpe finishes with 21, and Simons finishes with 23. DeAndre with a 15 and 12 and 15 from Scoot Henderson, 10 from Boucher, and a half from Lowry, and then 7 from Skylar Mays. Obviously, let's go on to see who wins the championship, and then we can focus on what we're going to do this offseason for this Blazers team. Who is going to stay? Because our bench was like literally non-existent. We did not have a bench whatsoever. We had a bunch of vets that we just brought in that I don't plan on keeping. Hawks, Suns, and Hawks beat them in 6. Thad Young's going to retire a Blazer. Interesting. Let's go straight to staff signing. Why did I skip the lottery? Why did I skip the lottery? I have no idea. Let's see what we got. So we ended up with pick number 8. So we didn't have like a crazy lottery odds anyway, but I'm not sure why I just skipped it. That was really dumb, but whatever. Number 8, which is fine. One thing I want this team to do, though, is Chauncey sucks, bro. He's not a good coach. I just don't think he is. He can go, along with Scott Brooks as well, and Roddy Billups can go. All these guys can go. Literally everybody on this staff can go. I just want a fresh staff here in Portland. So Greg Popovich, just kidding. He's obviously not coming to Portland. That'd be weird. And he just signed a 5-year deal in San Antonio, so I'm not even sure why he's here. But yeah, Chauncey, your whole staff and you can go easily, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and move on from him. Now, obviously, I don't think Will Hardy or Taylor Jenkins would be fired, but the fact of the matter is they're the real head coaches sitting here. Obviously, Greg is here as well, but that just feels like a little too crazy. But if for whatever reason the Grizzlies did fire Taylor Jenkins, sign me Taylor Jenkins. That's totally fine with me. So I'm going to fill out the rest of this coaching staff, and I will see you guys on draft night with who we're taking at pick number 8 overall. Jumping straight into this draft, let's go ahead and see who gets, see who goes where, obviously. So Dave Myers going 1 to the Wizards. You got Isaiah Collier going to the Magic. You got Stephon going to the Jazz. Buzelis goes to the Kings. You got Cody Williams, Alex Sarr, and then you're going to have Ron Holland. So Ron Holland, I would have drafted him if he fell to us. But, so you have Justin Edwards as an option. We have Proctor, Kobe Walter, Donovan Clingan, who I just took in yesterday's video, so I'm not going to take him today. Kyle Wagner. I think we take Justin Edwards. I mean, he's 6'8". We can put him probably at the power forward or small forward spot. Yeah, I think that's a pretty easy choice in my opinion. So we're going to take Justin Edwards here with this selection at pick number 8 out of Kentucky. So welcome to the Blazers. And then we can just kind of take whoever we feel like here. It doesn't really matter. So I'll just take Alex. I don't even know if he's good. So out of Greece, welcome to the team. Maybe you're the next Giannis. Probably not. He is a 69 overall. I'll sign him. Edwards 77, not too bad. And then Shaden Sharp, of course, that's a no-brainer. We're going to accept that. Just Minaya, Duop Reeves, Skylar Mays, they are all two-way players. I mean, I wouldn't mind them coming back, but it's not the biggest deal if they don't. Free agency, we have no bird rights on anybody, so nobody that we need to re-sign. We have a little bit of money if we wanted to go ahead and spend it, which we might. Let's see what we got. So Scoot obviously is the point guard. We have Anthony Simons, Ryan Repair, who I'm not sure is ready to play minutes next year, but I would love if he eventually could. And we have Chris Boucher, Jabari Walker, Chris Murray. So Boucher, I totally forgot we even still had, and then Robert Williams will have to play next year. You know, obviously, if he can not get injured, that'd be phenomenal, and then we could decide if we want to maybe flip him to the deadline or stick with him. We'll see. But Boucher, I would much rather watch Jabari, Chris Murray, and also Edwards fight over these power forward minutes, to be honest with you. So I'm actually going to go ahead and move on from Boucher because I just think it'd be better if we gave those young players minutes instead of him. The Cavaliers going to slide me Dean Wade and a second-round pick. I'm cool with that. I just simply want to move on from Boucher. Dean Wade probably won't play a bunch of minutes for us. It's salary filler potentially in the future if we wanted to make like a big trade later on. So does Edwards go down to the 4? He does. Wow, he goes down like crazy. So I guess you're going to stay at the 3. Never mind. You're not playing the 4. So that's fine. Edwards will back up Shaden Sharp. Maybe eventually he'll start. I don't know. It kind of depends on what we do with like Simons, of course. But Jabari Walker, Chris Murray are going to play power forward this year. So we'll see how that goes. Then Aiden and Robert Williams, and then obviously Tamani Kamara, which I'm high on as well, but his overall just isn't very good in 2K. We do need a backup guard because I don't think I can be confident in Ryan Repair next year. So, yeah, I think we can get a guard real quick. That'd be great. So, I made it quickly. Not really the type of guard that I really want in this team. THC, Jose Alvarado, Jalen Noel. I mean, let's see what shooting guards we got. So, we got Bruce Brown, Mitchich, D'Anthony Melton, Marjon Beauchamp, Lonnie Walker, Gary Trent, Malik Beasley, Killian Hayes. Not really sure what I'm looking for here at this point, but maybe we could sign like a Josh Christopher who hasn't really been able to stick anywhere. Maybe give him like a 1-year prove-it deal. I don't know if he'll do anything for us, but welcome in anyway. Dennis Smith for a second played in Portland. Really small stint, but you know, as a veteran presence as a backup point guard to Scoop, I wouldn't hate it. So we're just going to sign him. We don't need anything too crazy out of these guys anyway, so I'm cool just signing those guys that are backup guards. So this will be another tank year. Because we're just simply wanting to focus on the development of Scoot, Sharp, and Simons and depend and, you know, maybe choose one or the other on what we want to do. Maybe we want to go ahead and move on from one of them. But Simons 84, Sharp is up to an 85, which is great. Aiden is up to an 86, Scoot 80, and then 77, 75, 74. So Our power forward spot this year won't be very good, but that was to be expected, so no big deal. Maybe at the deadline we can trade Anthony Simons, which I'm a big fan of Anthony Simons, so I think that, you know, keeping him is something I want to do. I just really simply want to see how he performs with this team in real life as the lead guy, because I believe in him. I think he could be similar to what Maxi's doing this year, but we'll see. Obviously, that's just what I think. We'll see if that actually can be the case. They're going to have balance system. Here's rotation. It's Scoot, Simon, Sharp. Robert Williams, they want to start at the 4, which, you know, as cool as that sounds, I don't really want to do that. So Robert Williams, Aiden, and then we're going to probably just go ahead and throw Jabari Walker those minutes. So we'll go something like that. Robert Williams will be that 6th man, obviously. So 10-minute rotation, which I'm fine with. Chris Murray can get some minutes, and then Jabari Walker can play like 22. Nothing crazy. Robert Williams can play like 29. So something like that. Here's your 10-minute rotation. We're going to go ahead and simulate this season. We'll see how it goes. Is there anybody down here that I can send to the G League? I guess we can send Ryan Repair down there again. Mine as well, since he's not going to be playing. And then we could do the same thing with Tamani Kamara, which, again, I have a lot of hope for, but his 2K overall just isn't very good. So I'll see you guys at the end of this season. I don't think I plan on trading anyone at the deadline. Maybe we flip Robert Williams. Maybe we even flip DeAndre Ayton. I'm not opposed to flipping either of them eventually. Maybe we trade Simons. Maybe I'll stop at the deadline. We'll see. We are starting the trade deadline as we are 20-31 on the season. We look at the player stats. This is what we have going so far. So you have 20 points from Anthony Simons, 20 from Shaedon Sharpe. I actually want to go ahead and move Anthony Simons here. I'm a big Anthony Simons guy, but I want to go ahead and have Sharpe as the main guy here. I want to play him at the 2 instead of the 3. And I just think Simons could be really good somewhere else. That way you can just focus on Scoot and Shaedon for this video today. But there has been videos in the past where I've kept Simons because I think, you know, obviously he could be a star one day. But he's only averaging 20 points in this simulation, so I don't think I'm gonna get like a ton for him here. I don't think he'd have like a crazy amount of trade value, like similar to like Hero. Maxi's probably boosted his trade value like crazy now this season, but like so many guys like that. So there's 2 teams I'm looking at. Unfortunately, both of them are in the West. One team that I would hate to move him to, but they definitely could use a guy next to Anthony Davis would be the Los Angeles Lakers. They no longer have LeBron James, and I think if Anthony Simons got the keys to the Lakers point guard spot, I really think he could help them out really nicely. And another guy I always love getting is obviously, or love trading him to is the Spurs. I think him and San Antonio with Victor Wembanyama would be amazing. I really do love that idea. But I am going to go ahead and try with the Lakers. Weirdly enough, I'm going to try with the Lakers with Anthony Simons. It's weird, but I'm willing to do it. So Simons can go to Lakers, and I'm hoping we can get Vanderbilt out of them. He's 25 years old. I think he'd actually be a great fit next to our guards that we have currently. I mean, we could use a guy like him. Now, the shooting, obviously, with Vanderbilt's not there, but I'm assuming they have guy, you know, maybe like Gabe Vincent, who could be our backup point guard this year, and I can give you like Dean Wade, who I got. Just kidding, I can't. That's too much money. Okay, let's see if I threw in. Do I have anybody? Let's say we threw on Duop Reef on an active contract now. The Lakers would acquire too much. Of course they would. Rui Hachimura, I don't think that might be a little too rich for them. Okay, we might have to extend this. So Gabe Vincent. And then you give me Dylan Mitchell. Not Davion, sorry. Dylan Mitchell, I'll give you this guy. So, okay, now you have a trade lined up. So, Simons, Duop Reith, and Alex, and then they give me Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, and Dylan Mitchell. Now, I do think the Lakers should be giving me a first. Maybe just one. Just one. I'm not asking for like a crazy amount, but let's see what they say to that idea. They say no. So, maybe we just have to swap him for Vanderbilt, which I don't love the idea of. I don't even want Gabe Vincent that badly. I just need him as a salary filler. I don't love this trade. I still think getting a first-round pick out of the Lakers is more than fair for Anthony. But let's see if I can maybe squeeze a couple seconds in here to change their mind. They disagree. I don't know if I have anybody else in here that would change their... Oh, I mean, I could throw like Jabari in here, I guess, which I wouldn't love to do. Murray. I mean, I don't think they have any... I mean, they have a cheaper contract than Mitchell? Maybe Max... I mean, he probably has like the same trade value. Anthony Davis didn't mean to put him in here, so... maybe it'd be cleaner, or maybe Cam Reddish, we can bring him back. No, they're not going to agree to that. So I think we just simply have to do a swap. I don't even know if they're willing to do this. So let's go ahead and throw Dylan Mitchell, which getting Dylan Mitchell as another young player isn't bad also. They're going to disagree to that right away, which I'm a little surprised by. I'll throw a second in here. Throw another second in here. If they say no to this, then we're going to go talk to the Spurs. So I'll simply ask them for Vanderbilt. They say no. Let's just go talk to the Spurs instead. So San Antonio instead. They have Keldon Johnson's contract. They have Devonta Graham's contract. So they don't need all this in here. So Devonta Graham and $8 million more. Cody Williams as a young prospect. Just give me like Trey Jones, and then I'll give you maybe like Dennis Smith. That's too much money again. So we're going to have to we're having a hard time figuring out contracts here. Alex, okay. Okay, give me maybe not the Bulls or Hornets pick. I assume both those picks are pretty good. Give me like a pick swap or whatever. So, I mean, 1 first-round pick for Diamonds doesn't feel great. Let's say I can get like a second as well. A really good second looks like. So, they are going to counter. They want a 2027 Miami pick. They'll give me another first, though. It's a pick swap. I don't love giving up a... Let's remove the second. I'll give you 2 seconds, but I'm not giving up another first. Hopefully, we don't have to get to that far. 3 seconds. Wow, trading Simons is the hardest thing possible, I guess. Whatever. We'll do it. 3 first somehow get in this trade. We'll do that trade. Complicated process, but we got it done. So Sharp is going to slide down to the 2 now. So that's going to open up those small 4 minutes for Justin Edwards. They want to start Trey Jones over Scoot. That's obviously not going to happen, but now your rotation is going to be Scoot, Sharp, Justin Edwards, Robert Williams. They still want to start the 4. DeAndre, and then we're going to go ahead and fix Jabari and put Robert Williams in over. But that will be our rest of the season rotation. It looks like we still need to find a power forward of the future because it should not be Jabari. We'll figure that out in the offseason, but I will see you guys at the end of year number 2. That was a complicated process, but it is the Scoot, Shade, and Sharp show. So Sharp, increase your shot tendency like crazy. I want you to go absolutely bananas. We're going to boost his touch tendency as well. So go dominate the rest of the season. The end of year 2, Jokic wins MVP, Ademar Rookie of the Year, Russ 6-man on the Phoenix Suns, AD Defensive Player, Kuminga Most Improved, and Anthony Edwards Clutch Player of the Year, and Nick Nurse is your Coach of the Year. So here's your All-NBA first team. Obviously, I'm not expecting to see any Blazers here, but all defensive first team and all defensive second team. All rookie first team, Justin Edwards does make it, which is great to see. Averaged 10 points this season, which is fantastic. I'll take that. And we did not finish as a play-in team, but we are getting better. I think we won right around, we won, what was it? 34 games. So it's an improvement for last year. This team is slowly getting better. Sharp goes up to 21 points per game. I've noticed Scoot Henderson throughout the simulation so far looks like he's been nerfed a little bit. Used to develop like absolute crazy, but obviously his start of the season was not great. I'm hoping when he comes back from injury, it'll be a lot better. Because obviously, this guy was supposed to be a generational guard that the Blazers took. So hopefully that translates. Josh Christopher was actually really solid this year. Shooting not that great from 3 anyway. But we might resign him. We'll see. Aiden 15 and 6 in the block. We'll see what we do with Aiden. I decided not to trade Robert Williams still as well. But we'll figure it out. So let's win the playoffs. Let's go ahead and see who wins the championship this year as Detroit, Cleveland. We got Cleveland going, Warriors, Cavs rematch again, and the Cavs going to beat them. You got player retirements, LeBron James retiring as 76er. Still remember when the 76ers tried recruiting him a long time ago. Still think that would have been awesome if he went there. But regardless, our pick is projected to be top 5. Wow. So it does say it goes to the Bulls, but the Blazers' our pick is lottery protected till like 2028. So wherever our pick falls via Chicago, we get it back. So we are going to get the #1 overall pick. So we just drafted Cooper Flag. We get Cooper Flag. Wow. That could not have worked out any better. I know it says Bulls, but as I said, the Blazers pick in real life is lottery protected until 2028. So Chicago has no control over that pick until the Blazers make the playoffs, which probably won't be for a while. So coaching staff's completely full, but I cannot hesitate. I cannot go faster than drafting Cooper Flag at the podium once I get this pick back. This is a very easy decision on my end. Cooper Flag, welcome to the Portland Trailblazers, my friend. Duke forward cannot have, like I said, sprinted any faster to the podium to go ahead and take that pick. So welcome to the team, Cooper Flag. It looks like we figured out our forward position. So Justin Edwards might have to start the 4, or maybe we simply have Edwards and Cooper Flag be our rotation of the small forward spot. So Sharp, Scoot, we're going to accept all these so far. Qualifying offers. Josh Christopher is a free agent. He was pretty solid off the bench for us, so I might re-sign him. And then free agency, we could maybe go out there and sign a power forward if we wanted to, like Sadiq Bey, Patrick Williams, Jalen Johnson, who's been phenomenal for Atlanta. Yeah, there are some options there. But we have Scoot Henderson, we have Shaden Sharp, Ryan Repair, we have Cooper Flag, Justin Edwards, and again, I did re-sign Jabari Walker, but I don't want him to be the starting 4. We still have Aiden and Robert Williams, both on 1-year deals. I mean, I don't know what centers are sitting out here, but we're not going to get like Evan Mobley anyway. Alperen Şengün would be fun, but I think Houston would do everything in their power to keep him. So, although I think in 2K I could get him if I wanted to, but I'm not going to go for him. So I'll keep my centers, although both of them are on 1-year deals. We'll figure it out what we're going to do with them. But power forward is my main priority here. We need a power forward, and then guard back. Your guard depth is really important as well. But all right, power forwards we're going to sign. So obviously I see John Collins, which not really somebody I want. Sadiq Bey. $23 million. He shot 41% from 3 last year. This team could use some more shooting. So Sadiq Bey to me makes a lot of sense. Patrick Williams, same thing. 39% from 3. Really can't go wrong there. He's a lot younger than Sadiq Bey as well. So, you know what? Sign me up for Patrick Williams. I would go ahead and take that in a heartbeat. So we're going to sign Patrick Williams to this deal. And then we're probably going to go ahead and sign Josh Christopher back as well. Maybe even a Jaden Hardy. But I think I liked what we saw from Christopher last year. They'll go ahead and extend him to keep him around as our, bench scorer. Could always use some bench scoring. And then, is there anything else I need to do here? So we got Christopher back. Edwards. We now have Patrick Williams at the 4 spot. So I think we simply just signed a backup point guard who could be someone who could play spot minutes if need be. Give me Alvarado. Alvarado, welcome to the team. And that will be the left remaining of our cap space. And that will be our offseason. So, just added Cooper Flag from the draft. Scoot should go up even more. Sharp should go up even more. This should be a beauty. So, Sharp is up to an 87. Scoot's up to an 84. Edwards up to an 81. Rob Williams, 82. This is beautiful. Honestly, I think we'd be a play-in team next year. I think that's how good we could potentially be. So, let's get straight to it. Play-in team next year? Is that crazy to think? I don't think it's too crazy to think. If we're better than that, I would love it. But play-in, I think, is not terrible. So, Cooper Flag should take some more scoring pressure off of Shaedon Sharpe. Scoot has yet to do that in the 2K simulation. I still have high hopes for Scoot in real life, man. I really hope he becomes that guy because, as we know, the Blazers chose him over Dame. So, let's go ahead and look at his proficiency. So, 4-star balanced, and here's rotation. We're going to go 9-man rotation this year. We're going to go ahead and reduce the bench utilization as well down to 50. So, Scoot, Sharp, Cooper Flag, Patrick Williams, DeAndre Ayton. Really beautiful starting 5 with Robert Williams, Justin Edwards, Josh Christopher, and Jabari Walker. Really solid team. Tamani Kamara still not getting minutes. Ryan Repairs still not getting minutes. It's fine. I will try to extend, Ayton and Robert Williams as well. I definitely will consider those guys. Right now, they are not considering things at the moment. But if they want to be extended to the contract extension deadline, I'm totally okay with that. But I will see you guys at that point if we do re-sign them. Luka wins MVP. Cooper Flag wins Rookie of the Year. No surprise there. Jamal Murray, 6-man. Victor Wembanyama, Defensive Player. Isaiah wins Most Improved. And Anthony Edwards, Clutch Player of the Year. As Monty Williams is your Coach of the Year. And John Murphy is your Executive. So, I would love nothing more than to see Sharp on an All-NBA team. I just don't think we're going to see that, unfortunately. Which we don't. Which sucks, but would love to see it eventually if we can see it. Maybe we will. Who knows? I don't think I've ever seen that, though. But offense first team, I'm looking at all rookies, I guess, don't exist. Like, what? I guess no one was able to make an all-rookie team. It's literally not showing any all-rookie teams. Okay, interesting. We're the first team in the West, though, by the way. Yeah, this season went phenomenal, as expected. So, not really as expected. I thought it'd be a play-in team, but no. Instead, we are the first team in the West. Scoot took a massive jump with 20 points. 16 from Cooper Flag, 16 from 8 and 10. Christopher, 12.5. 11 from Patrick Williams, 8 from Justin Edwards, 6, 5. Season just went phenomenal, man. It really did. Now, do we win a championship this year already? I have no idea. We're playing the MVP, Luka Doncic, in round 1. I mean, we added Patrick Williams to this team, got Josh Christopher back, Justin Edwards is up. I mean, it's just been kind of a perfect rebuild so far. I mean, maybe I could have gotten more for Simons, but other than that, I'm pretty happy with how things have gone. So, Dallas in round 1. I'm curious to see how we do against them with the MVP. They don't have Kyrie Irving anymore. They still have Derek Lively, Kenyon Martin, Boucher, Grant Williams, Jaden Hardy. But with no Luka Doncic, or no help around Luka, oh my goodness, I was close. Okay, we beat them in 7. I almost tried to stop things, but now we get Victor Wembanyama. So another tough task in front of us. But I forgot I gave them Simons. Oh, I should have moved Simons to point guard for them. Whatever. Simons is their 6-man, averaging 16 points per game. Wow, first round series, he did not do great at all. It's not great that the Spurs have Simons as their bench. He should go up to point guard, in my opinion. That's what it should be. But whatever. So he's going to be their bench point guard. Somebody current round against them, and we're down 2-1. So obviously Victor Wembanyama, never easy to beat, and it's kind of funny we get to play Simons here in round 2. But I would love nothing more than to even this series up and go to a game 5, feeling good about our chances. We're going to blow them out here. Wow, big blowout. We win game 5, and we do. Game 6. Yes, wow, we beat them. Okay, now we're in the conference finals already. Oklahoma City, of course, never easy to beat. Chet Holmgren's been amazing this season. This team literally just blew out the Blazers the other night as well. Unfortunately, I couldn't watch the game, which I'm kind of glad I wasn't able to because Thunder, Denver, and Minnesota games are blacked out for me. I can't watch any of those games. So, thank you, in a way, to League Pass blocking that out. That way I didn't have to watch that massacre that the Thunder incurred on the Blazers. But we're down 1-0. We're down 2-0, and the massacre continues, unfortunately. So, I mean, maybe we can come back from 3-0. That would be pretty wild if we could, but we're down 3-0 to start the series off. Close game in this game 4. Obviously, Oklahoma City is always tough to beat, and we are going to get swept by them. So we make it all the way to the conference finals, but unfortunately, we fell short to the team. That's the Thunder, which is to be expected, but we should be even better next year. We're still a young team. Now, I wasn't able to sign. Wow, they get 1 and 2. Are you serious? They're going to be even better next year. That's tough. That's tough. But we'll deal with it. Staff should still be completely full. We're good there. And let's just go straight past the draft. At this point, our pick goes to this, obviously to the Bulls anyway. I saw we had that late pick for the Spurs. We signed him. That's great. Chris Murray, I'll accept. And then qualifying offers. I know Jaden Sharp is a free agent. I also know Aiden and Robert Williams are both free agents as well. So, DeAndre is asking for $40 million. Man, that is tough. He shot 48% from 3 last year. Huh. I mean, Sharp, obviously, I'll give it back to. That's no problem. But do I really want to pay Aiden $40 million? Not really. Don't really want to. Can I sign a different? I mean, we have Jalen Duren. Jalen Duren, 8 points, a block. Didn't do too much with them. Walker Kessler also is here. I almost would rather move on from Aiden and sign like a Walker Kessler, Jalen Duren. So, you know what? I'm going to throw an offer sheet at Walker Kessler and try to move on from Aiden. Now, if I don't have to move, I might have to move on from Rob Williams as well. But Sharp and Kessler, I mean, I don't know why Utah would let Walker. I think Kessler hasn't been healthy this year for them anyway. But yeah, I'll sign me up for that. And then it still gives me the ability to re-sign Aiden, which I would rather be able to have the ability to re-sign Robert Williams instead. But I get the ability to re-sign Aiden. Robert Williams, can I still sign you? Okay, I'll re-sign Robert Williams. That's fine. We have Robert Williams and Walker Kessler. I think having Walker Kessler over Aiden is a lot more valuable anyway. So Jose Alvaro obviously went down a little bit, but I think our full rotation is still set. So Walker Kessler is our new center in Portland. Utah decides not to pay him. They let him go. He's our new 5. Aiden is gone. And you got Sharp, Goop, Flag, all up, which is great. Edwards, Kessler didn't go up, which kind of sucks. But last year averaged 8, 8, and 2 blocks. And then we kept Robert Williams as well as our backup 5, which is phenomenal. So going into next year, expecting a phenomenal year. I honestly think we can win championship next year. We just got to the conference finals. So Oklahoma City is always going to be our problem. It always is going to be that way. I don't know if maybe Shea left him or Giddey. Sometimes they lose those guys. So let's see if they did. No. And they were able to add what? They have Alex Sarr as well. They added Jalen Suggs. They drafted AJ, I assume, and Nicola, or one of these guys, Harrington. I don't know. One of them is new to the team. Rotation's going to be the same as last year. Everybody's up in overall. So hoping this year goes a lot better for us. We'll see how this goes. Obviously, conference finals last year. Would love nothing more to make it to the finals this year. It's safe to say this team clicked on all cylinders as we went 68-14 to end this season. Sonya Marshall, Executive of the Year, aka your boy. Yeah, this team assembled was really good. Now, did we have any All-NBA representatives? I highly doubt it, which is fine. That's totally fine with me. We don't need it. All-rookie first team, all-rookie second team. That doesn't even matter. Thunder are the second seed, so we still have to see them in the conference finals if we do eventually get there. If they make it there as well, even if, obviously we have to get there too. But 25 from Shaden Sharp, exactly what I would love to see. Efficiency looks fantastic. Scoot is up to 22. Cooper Flag, 21. 13, 11, 10, 8, and 9. 2 blocks from Walker Kessler. Rollins, 4, 8, and a block. So, great. I mean, I think this team is just kind of perfect. Golden State Warriors, they no longer have Stephen Curry. Kevin Durant to go back to this team, which is funny. But regardless, no Steph. We shouldn't have any problems. No Steph, no problems, hopefully. Oh, man. We're about to get... All right, we beat them in 7. Another tough series against an 8th seed. Now we get the Kings. We have Luka Doncic and Sabonis. And Anthony Simons. Interesting. Simons, what'd you sign for to go to Sacramento? $2 million. All right, interesting. Bazelis up to an 86. Still on his rookie contract. Luka signs a max contract to Sacramento. I mean, the Kings are just kind of redoing what they should have done a long time ago, right? They took Bagley over Luka, so, Somebody cut around against them, though, and we're up 3-1, and the Thunder await us, which we beat the Kings. So, once again, we had an easy series in the second round rather than the first round. But, Oklahoma City. If we lose to them, I'm going to be pretty upset. This team is always really tough to beat, but, we'll see if we can beat them. I like my rotation, but they have a good team as well. Game 1, 1-0. Beat them good here. Game 2, they even it up. Game 3... I mean, we didn't even get a game on them last year, so I guess it's a good sign we got one. Now, I would love to get another one here in Oklahoma City to even this series up. They have the lead right now, but we can maybe... Just kidding. They're going to beat us again. So, the Thunder own us, I guess. 113-140, down 3-1. I mean, do we go backs against the wall, 8-man rotation style? Guess we got to, kind of have to. So, Game 5 in Portland. We got to win this one if we want any chance to stay alive here. So, we are going to... win this one, it looks like. I mean, we absolutely killed the regular season, but Oklahoma City is just too good as they're going to be... I mean, even if we win this one, I don't know if we win the next game. Like, look how close this is. We're going to lose. So we once again lose to the Thunder. I'll go for a third time. If we lose to them next year, then I'll just wave my white flag. So I'm going to run it back. Well, no pun intended, by the way, with Cooper flag, but I'm going to run it back one more year. And if we lose next year against the Thunder again, then it's not happening today. So at the end of this final season, Scoot actually wins MVP, which is really cool to see. I would have loved to have seen that Shaedon Sharpe, but hey, we'll take it as well. So he makes an All-NBA first team, which is awesome. Can't imagine Sharpe's on here with them. That's not the case. So would love to see it, but it's probably not going to happen. So first seed in the West, Oklahoma City once again is at that second seed spot. So it's basically a repeat of last year. Now, will we get there again? We'll see. Let's just go ahead and click simulate playoffs. Get the Warriors again. We beat them in 4, so no sweat this time. Now we get a sweat in the second round. The Rockets are on the Thunder. We beat the Pelicans. Do we meet the Thunder again? And no, we get the Rockets this time. So Thunder get eliminated this time around. We get Amin Thompson, Evan Mobley, and Şengün. What a front court that is. Connie Carr as well. Cameron Whitmore, Dylan Harper, Jeremy Sohan, Clint Capella. I mean, let's just click somebody around. We sweep the Rockets. So all we needed was the Thunder out of our way, and now we get the Indiana Pacers. Indiana Pacers, we have Halliburton, Jalen Green, Ron Holland, Jalen Duren. Very good team in Indiana, but we're going to beat them in 6. We won a championship to end the season. Let's go, or in this video. Cooper flag, Finals MVP. This would be my dream way of the Blazers being rebuilt. Trade the vets at the trade deadline this year. Roll with Shaedon Sharpe, Simons, and Scoot. Figure out if you could keep all 3, maybe trade one of them. Figure out who that needs to be. Win the 2025 draft class and draft Cooper flag, and then, or the draft flyer, I should say, and then, you know, draft a forward or whatever with what pick they get in this next year's draft, or maybe it's a center they get instead. We'll see how it goes, man, but that would be my dream. Is this going to happen? Definitely not. Hope you guys enjoyed regardless. I'll see y'all in the next one. Again, happy Thanksgiving to all who celebrate. This is Crushables. I am saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.